India is also young and dynamic. But I think in China is also great now because I think we're from high, just like Chinese government reports, from high growth to high quality now. So we have, in the previous report this year, we have 240 million college graduates among this 1.4 billion population, which means that China probably is the largest, most educated in terms of percentage-wise, absolute number. Not percentage, but absolute number is the largest in the world now. But again, we need to turn the population dividend to talent dividend. So I think, with every year, there's about 11.5 million graduates out of college, another 500,000 returnees coming back. China has about 12 million freshly educated college workforce. So I think, but also we have to take a bit more, a futuristic view on that, because now with artificial intelligence, it does not necessarily mean you have a larger the population, the better you are, because all those things can be replaced by many of things can be replaced by the technology.
Well, I think really Professor Wang essentially mentioned the key aspect of this, and others have alluded to it too. And that is that essentially China reduced its birth rate rapidly, but then it had smaller numbers of children to educate. And so it was able essentially to educate them more and more and more to a higher and higher level, essentially to improve the level of human capital. That is a fundamental strength, which I think that China has going forwards. So far as India is concerned, well, and the future, there's going to be another 200 million people or so, roughly, added to India's population in the next 20 to 30 years. And as you've implied, that poses challenges for providing sufficient employment. And it also provides challenges for basic resources such as water resources, for example, which are under greater stress than they otherwise would have been.
And how will China do, basically, to continue to be competitive? I mean, to create a better or competitive business environment to draw and to win more investment from the private sector as well as overseas.
China produced the largest middle class in the world, and China produced the largest education system, largest social security system, and largest Medicare system. All about 1 billion people. And compulsory education, of course, already get 1 to 9 already mandatory all throughout the country. So, I think the China has actually showed quite well that digital economy is really flourishing. You have 1.2 billion smartphone users, the largest in the world, and then you have 6 million 5G stations, 4G stations. Anywhere you go is well connected. And on top of that, China produced the best infrastructure in the world. China has 2/3 of global speedway in China. So, and out of the 10 largest container ports, 7 of them are in China. So it's the upstream, downstream, and such a highly effective working force. I think that is still a synergy to attract foreign investment and business to do in China, but also upgrade that. So I think it's probably, even for multinational, and also there's no strikes in China. I mean, we've been plagued by strikes we recently see in Western countries, but China does not have. So China was saying, China is trying to produce a Chinese style of modernization, which is fine. So that encourages every country to have their style of modernization, Indian style of modernization, African style of modernization, Latin American style. So we don't have to follow one suit of American style of modernization. So that is great. I think let's innovate. Let's do that.